Stories aren't born in easy places. They're forged in dust, in silence, in the places where dreams seem too fragile to survive. I'm Mr. Unprofessional, and this is Echoes of the Silver Screen. Tonight we step into a world first imagined by others and carried forward through voice, memory, and heart. This is Episode 1. Joseph Dreams of Destiny, Part 1. A boy dreams beneath a burning sun. Brothers plot beneath colder stars. And somewhere in between, destiny stirs. Welcome. Let's begin. The desert stretched endless beneath a sun that showed no mercy. Dust shimmered like broken glass in the heat. By night the land softened, the wind cooled, and the stars, cold and sharp, hung heavy over the sleeping earth. 12 brothers carved their lives from this place. Calloused hands, cracked lips, laughter worn thin by long days and hard nights. They trusted in work, not wonder, in strength of backs, not the reach of dreams. All except one. Joseph. The youngest, the dreamer. At night when the fires burned low and the world felt a little less heavy, Joseph spoke of visions no one had asked for. Dreams that burnt too brightly for the hard ground they walked. "We were binding sheaves in a field," he said once, the firelight dancing in his wide eyes. "And suddenly, my sheaf stood upright, and yours gathered around it and bowed low." Silence fell like a dropped stone. Not awe, something colder, something sharper. "So you think you'll rule over us?" Simon asked, his voice rough with laughter that cut more than it healed. Joseph shifted, uncertain. "It was just a dream," he said softly. But the damage was already done, cracks splintering across the bright shell of brotherhood. Another night, another dream, brighter, stronger, more dangerous. "The sun, the moon, and 11 stars," Joseph said, wonder threading through his voice. "They bowed to me." Even Jacob stirred uneasily at that. His brow creased. "Will your mother and I, and your brothers too, bow before you?" he asked, a frown tugging at the corners of his mouth. Joseph faltered. He hadn't meant pride, only truth. Only wonder he could not contain. And the firelight caught the resentment in his brothers. Eyes small, silent flames waiting for a breath of wind. It was Jacob who called him the next morning. Joseph rose from the straw and dust, brushing hay from his tunic. "Find your brothers," Jacob said, handing him a pouch of dried figs. "Bring back word before nightfall." He paused, fingers smoothing the woven threads of Joseph's robe, a tapestry too fine for a boy among sheep. "You have a good heart," Jacob said, "but not all hearts are easy to heal. Not all dreams are welcomed." Joseph smiled, proud, unsure, determined. "I'll find them," he promised. Jacob watched him go longer than he needed to. Joseph crossed the fields alone. The grasses cracked and bled dry dust underfoot. The sky stretched wide and pitiless overhead. His robe, bright, defiant, flashed against the muted earth like a living wound. He thought of his brothers, rough, wild, carved from stone, and hoped that today might be different. Overhead, a hawk wheeled lazily, its cry a knife against the hush of heat. Joseph tightened his grip on the pouch and walked on. One boy against the endless world. Far ahead, the brothers moved among the flocks, dark shapes swimming in waves of heat. "Rotting out here while Joseph dreams," Simon muttered, wiping the sweat from his brow. "Father feeds him praise and silk while we break our backs," Judah said. Levi hurled a stone into the dirt, watching it vanish without a trace. "Maybe when he shows up," Levi said, "we remind him what life really is." They didn't answer aloud. They didn't need to. Their silence had teeth. Joseph spotted them, waved, the bright flash of his robe an open wound across the dust. "Brothers," he called, his voice rising, eager. "Father sent me to find you." For a heartbeat, the world held its breath. Then it broke. "Here comes the dreamer," Reuben muttered. "Let's see what his dreams are worth now," Simon said. They moved like wolves, slow, easy, inevitable. Joseph slowed, the first threads of unease pulling at his steps. "What's wrong?" he asked, laughter thin in his throat. Levi's hand shot out, grabbing his robe, yanking him forward. "No dreams today, little prince," Levi said. Joseph twisted back, but more hands seized him. Rough, practiced, impatient. The robe tore free, a river of color falling to the dust. "Maybe you'll dream yourself another coat," Simon sneered. Joseph gasped, reaching, pleading. "Brothers, please!" "Enough!" Reuben snapped, stepping between them. There was a breath, a moment trembling on the edge of mercy. "We scare him, that's all," Reuben said. "No need for blood." "And when he runs crying to Father?" Judah asked, his voice flat. The moment snapped, like brittle grass underfoot. "The pit," Levi said. "No blood, just dreams." They dragged him across the broken earth, past the cracked stones, towards a waiting mouth in the ground. "Please," Joseph cried. "Please don't do this." "Dream your way out," Simon said, his voice a door slamming shut. They threw him in, without ceremony, without regret. Joseph hit the bottom hard. Dust filled his mouth, his lungs, his eyes. The world spun sky, dust, stone, until only pain remained. Above him, faces peered down, flickered, vanished. He heard them arguing, voices rising like the heat from the stones. "We can't leave him," Reuben's voice tight and frantic. "It's done," Judah answers, heavy as iron. "He's our brother. He's just a dreamer." Joseph pressed his hands into the cold earth, holding it. He called out, once, twice. Only the sky answered, indifferent, vast, empty. Far across the horizon, a line of dust stirred, a caravan moving toward them, steady as fate. Joseph closed his eyes, and the darkness rose to meet him. Thank you for walking into the desert with me tonight. Some dreams don't end when the dreamers fall asleep. They live on, carried in the hearts of those brave enough to believe. Joseph's journey is only beginning. His dreams, his trials, his triumphs still wait beyond the horizon. I'm Mr. Unprofessional, and this has been Echoes of the Silver Screen. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep remembering, and keep carrying the echoes forward.